Welcome to part 11 of our ongoing video series of how to make your own family history video using Corel Video Studio X7 Ultimate. Today we're going to focus on narration, when to use it, and how to record it and capture it, and then how to put it into our video, family history video. So I've got myself all hooked up here with my microphone, and I've got my things up on the screen here. The thing that we're going to look at though is how to capture this narration. So right now I'm using my video camera to capture the whole screen and my environment, and I've gotten it as quiet as I can and all of that kind of stuff. But what we're going to use our Corel Video Studio for is to actually do the capture. So here we're in our regular Charleston family history video, and we're going to go to capture up here and then screen capture, and that's what comes up like that. So we're going to open things back up, and then I also and if you look here, if you ever want to capture the screen, not just the sound, which today we're just going to look for the sound. But if you ever wanted to capture the screen, then you could pull these down and in, and wherever you set them, that's what will record as far as the screen goes. So now we've got that all set, and we're going to go back into the edit, and let's pull up our little screen here. Right here is our screen capture, and we're going to press this red button when we're ready. But first let's look at our settings. And the settings here will show whether or not we're hooked up to our microphone. Let's get that out of the way, make sure it focuses in. So we have, we can do a sound check here. And as you can see, it says the microphone is Samsung. I'm talking into it, and it's giving me, when I get too loud, too close to it, then it goes up to the red. And we can even put, I'm not going to have it that close when we're talking, but we can actually record this and test it. So let's do a recording, and we'll just say record 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we'll stop. And then we can do the playback. Record 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we've tested our recording, and it's actually a little bit loud, but I was pretty close to the microphone. And that's the next thing that I do want to talk about, is a few little settings that will make this better for you. Number one, relax. Be very natural when you're speaking. You want to sit up straight, obviously, but just so that you're speaking from your diaphragm, but at the same time, just relax. Be yourself, be natural. Speak a little slower when you're doing recordings, and speak as if you're talking to someone. Use your full facial expressions when you're doing it, because your smile actually comes across in your voice. When you're smiling, that makes enough of a difference in your voice for it to come across. So if there's a facial expression that is appropriate, then certainly use that facial expression, even if you're not recording your face. The other thing is the microphone. I've got this cute little Samsung, not Samsung, but Samsung microphone, and I really like it. I have other microphones as well, and it wouldn't hurt to put a screen in front of it, you know, for the plosives, which is when you say a P or a B or whatever, that way. But we don't really speak that closely to it, and we're not singing into it. So remember, we're not doing voiceovers, we're doing actual narration. So we want it to be relaxed, but if you hear a lot of plosives in your voice, then you can certainly disperse those with an actual screen from B&H Photo or whatever. So that's the microphone, and I've hooked it up to the computer, and it's recording as we go. And I know from looking in my settings here that I am looking at the Samsung. This is when I did the check, remember? I have the Samsung. So we're all set there. All right, and so when I begin to record, I am going to press this button, and it's going to capture everything on my screen. But what I'm going to do, instead of looking at my video that I'm working on, I'm going to actually pull up my master, and this is my storyboard, and it's got my timing in it, it's got any narration that I'm going to do, and this is the one we're going to work on today. And then this is all the different sounds that are going on in the video at the time. And remember, you want to have something going at all times, even if it's just music, which we'll get to in future video. But you want something on your screen at all times. There has to be something on your screen at all times as far as what you see. So sometimes it'll be the video, like here is the beginning intro that we've already got shot, already put in there and everything. And there's the red hair story that we talked about. We've got the family history, the tree with that red hair. Remember we went through that in part 8, I think. But anyway, we're going to use what we've got so far. I put in the times, and we're going to record this little narration right here. So we've got it up on the screen. I'm going to pull my microphone in to about 8 to 12 inches from my mouth. It doesn't have to be right in front of you. I mean, you want it to be, you do want it to be right in front of you, but you don't want it to be within 4 inches of your mouth. It's just, you're going to catch too much, again, of the plosives, of the B's and the P's and things like that. So you don't want it to be so close that you're overdoing it. And it'll also be louder. Like just a moment ago when we got into the red, it was probably 3 to 4 inches from my mouth. So now I've got it about 8 to 12 inches, and I'm going to move it over just a little so that you see the screen instead of the microphone. And then I'm going to press record. And we get a countdown. We're not certain how James met Molly Creed, but they were listed on the 1900 census as husband and wife since 1891. Freddie is also listed at 13 years of age. That makes him 4 when they were married. It was never a secret in the family that his father was George Creed, not James Black. And I'm going to read it again, just so that I have a nice, crisp, clear secondary, and I'll choose which one that I want. We're not certain how James met Molly Creed, but they were listed on the 1900 census as husband and wife since 1891. Freddie is also listed at 13 years of age. That makes him 4 when they were married. It was never a secret in the family that his father was George Creed, not James Black. And that one was a little bit clearer. We're going to stop the recording now and say okay. And that is now going to pop up right there, and we're going to put that into our library. So we go to, we're done with this. We're going to say we're done with the screen capture. Oops. And yes, you can get all kinds of things this week. And we're going to insert media into the library. We're going to insert a video, and we're going to go to where it was, and it was capture 11, and open. That's just my default as to where it is. So we've imported our latest capture into our library of assets. Let's double click. We've shortened the clip. I took that the secondary, that was much clearer. So we're going to take that one, and I've shortened it down to that. Say okay. Then we're going to import it at the end of our project, the very end. Right click, go to split audio, and now you see you have another asset down here that is just the audio. So we're going to delete that, and we're going to take this and put it up here. And now it's right there at the end. And we can take it out of here. And then we're going to go to our place in the project where we're going to place it along with a picture. Oops, it's after that and before that. So right here, we're going to put this in our soundtrack. And yes, we could have just dragged it from where it was. And we're going to add a photo to that. That is the 1900 census, because that's what we were talking about. And I know I put it up here somewhere. Where did it go? 1900 census. There it is. And we're going to put it there. And we are going to drag that out to be as long as the sound. And actually, we're going to be using this family tree here. So we're probably good with that too. That's the red hair though. So we're going to move these over. And instead, we're going to drag this out a little further since that's that red hair story. And this one we're going to move over. There we go. So now we've got our photograph in there and the sound as well. And we're going to work on this pan and zoom and all of that. But let's take a quick listen so that we get the idea. Yep, we need to be in project.
We're not certain how James met Molly Creed, but they were listed on the 1900 census as husband and wife since 1891. Freddie is also listed at 13 years of age. That makes him 4 when they were married. It was never a secret in the family that his father was George Creed, not James Black.
And as you can see, I've actually got George Frederick Creed here, and this was, again, never a secret that that was not his father, but it was his mother. So that's how you capture and insert, edit and insert your narration, and you just go through all of your storyboard, and wherever there's any lacking information, then you'll want to do some narration, and you can put that in your storyboard and then go through and narrate. And I would suggest narrating twice. Relax, be natural, speak slower, speak as if you're talking to someone, and then have your microphone about 8 to 18 inches, somewhere between there, away from your mouth. That's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for the next step in making your own family history video.